Yeah.
Straight in.
Fuck.
Just
Get him out. Get him out. What are you doing? Fucking your disco shit over there.
Well, tonight's gonna be a fucking banger, isn't it?
We're not live yet. I don't know.
It's because your dick's too small. Bing.
No. Not on our side.
Doesn't it? I mean, it's,
We don't have the numbers up in the left.
The numbers. You mean the clock?
Yeah. And it's just,
Now we're
it
fucking
still
late.
says go live up here. See this shit. Oh my god.
Are you plugged in? No.
No. No.
Oh, this is. I mean, if we've
There
got,
we go. Now we're here. Fuck you know, dude.
Happy goddamn Monday, fuckface.
Oh man, happy Monday. Jesus. Takes us a minute to get on fucking
Here's
live
to you,
here.
fucking people watching us or not.
Cheers. Fuck, I finished my drink already. we're a minute in. I'm already finished my drink.
That is not the
Oh,
first time
God.
she said that to you, is it?
No. The second time today. Whoo, dude, that's potent.
What?
You.
That's on top of Cajun food.
Just water.
Dick water.
You know what you should do? I'm Gizz Lazlo.
I'm just Paul.
Welcome to our Monday night show once again.
There we are.
And what is this, episode 40? 40
Is
episodes.
it 40? We made it to 40.
Finally.
That's halfway through life.
Jesus. Oh,
Mhm.
man. But once again, we got a great guest as well.
Oh.
We'll talk about him in a second.
Yeah.
How was your week?
You know what? I've been head down working, and it's not bad. There's a lot of nicks and bruises and cuts, and my skin's falling off because I'm white, and it's fall.
Mhm.
Other than that, I could bitch, but I don't want to. How you doing? How's your week?
I drank a lot over the weekend.
Really? I've never
Yeah.
heard of this. What's drinking?
It's this motion. That looks weird when you look at it on her.
Don't make the whiskey come out of my nose. That really hurts. It makes me pretty miserable. I've been cutting MDF all day, so I'm fucking stuffed up like crazy.
It was a good week. I'm getting ready for this weekend now. I leave on tour on Friday.
It's not a tour, really. It's more of
It's a run.
It's a run.
Run of
There you
shows. We go up north playing Friday night in Bakersfield.
Baco?
Yeah, Baco is what
I never heard it called Baco.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Hopefully, Greg from BadTown Boys shows up.
He fucking better.
He lives in Baco. And then Saturday we're up in Sacto,
I love Sacktown.
and then on Sunday we're in O-Town.
Oh, can.
O-Town.
Don't get robbed because they
Oh.
will rob you.
Well, where the Golden Bull is, it's actually pretty cool little block right there. Really cool Mexican spot right on the corner. Oh,
Gotta get racist with it.
my drummer and I, we went there last time we played there.
Yeah.
So hopefully we go back again this time. But I'm looking forward to it. Friday, our album is officially released for Foreclosure.
Buy that shit. It's good.
I got my copies over the last couple of weeks. I got my blue copy, I got my orange copy or tangerine, whatever they want to call it.
Yeah.
You can, if you want to order it online, you can go through deathwishinc.com. But they have a bundle where you buy the t-shirt and the vinyl.
Is it INC or INK?
INC.
Okay. Deathwish,
Yeah.
Deathwish Incorporated.
Yes.
There you go.
I'm pretty sure you can get it through mindpowerrecords.com.
And
as
if you put in code Gizz, it's extra.
yeah, they bump it up 22%. But like I said, I got my copies. I got your copy.
I
last
got a
week,
copy.
right?
Yeah, man. I got a signed copy. I think the first signed copy, actually.
Did I sign it?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, wow, I'm
You know, a nice little lesson. Oh yeah,
Oh.
nice little message there.
nice.
Yeah, that's gonna stay on it.
Fuck off, cunt. Here's Lazlo.
No, it's everything's spelled wrong though.
I didn't do it then. I
No,
didn't do it. That was Sean.
Oh God, is that a GOFN, Sean? Or
You spell Sean.
G-O-F-N.
F-N.
That's like, there's that joke, like, I don't need any more Geoffs in my life, so you're Jeff, Jeffrey, or fuck you.
Oh, man. But all right, yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the weekend. Get out the fuck out of town.
You guys are playing in town here.
Yeah,
in
we're
Lawndale.
That's next weekend.
Next
We
weekend.
got
Yeah.
Lawndale in San Diego.
Yeah.
And then the following weekend, we play in Tarzana at the Corbin Bowl. And then Sunday, we play in Ventura at Sansucci.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Yeah.
So that's a really cool little place.
What are the chances you guys get a gig at like Jumbo's?
Jumbo's Town Room?
Yeah.
That's a different kind of show.
I want to see Gizz on a pole.
I bet you do.
No, I don't.
That ain't yours.
Oh, no. That's not tall enough to dance on.
But all right, so we got a great guest today.
Yeah.
I've known him for well over 30 years now. One of my best pals. I thoroughly enjoy going on the road with him because he's one of the funniest guys I've ever met. Not only is he a fucking brilliant guitar player and songwriter, he's an actor, he's a director, he's a producer. The guy does porn.
I want to say his name.
Go ahead.
It's Tom. Tom, don't fuck in the woods, Komisar. Bring him on in.
Tommy!
I'm fucking in the woods. I'm fucking in the woods. I'm in the woods. I'm fucking. Hey, what's going on? How you doing,
How you
guys?
been? How you
Good,
been,
man.
brother?
Good, brother.
You
Good.
look good. You
Thank
look
you.
good, man.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. So y'all look good too.
No.
I
You look
work
like
on
you-
it.
You look like you've been fucking in the woods.
In the woods. The MDF woods.
In the backwoods.
It wasn't my idea either, and I was held down, but it was all right.
yeah.
Winnie the Pooh, not so nice.
That's nice.
At least I
Fucking
know why they
dick.
call him Pooh now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
You didn't have to
Winnie
put
the-
that back in your mouth.
So what you been up to, brother?
Man, just working on some Slasherboy stuff and just writing tunes and just working on some scripts, working on this new slasher that I've been working on. So hopefully I can get something going with that here maybe next year, and might be doing some acting next year. But right now, just doing some Slasherboy stuff. We just played a show in September at the Skyline Drive-In. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool place. It's like they do a lot of horror-based stuff, like in the weekends there. Like people camp out all weekend and they show horror movies like all night and at this drive-in. And that
This is fucking. Where is this?
It's in Shelbyville, Indiana. It's called the Skyline Drive-In. They just had Joe Bob and Darcy there. They were there this last weekend, and anyway, they do shows there now too on the right in front of the screen, and and everything. Just we play there this September, and we're gonna play there big. It went over pretty good, so they were cool enough. Joe, there, the guy that owns the place, they liked us enough to we get to go play it in their really big festival, the super mega monster or whatever fest thing they got in August of next year. So that's going to be huge. So we're going to pull out all the stops on that. We're going to have all the lights and the smoke and the full horror stage. We try to do like a horror show. You know what I mean? Like a horror.
What band is this?
Slasher Boy.
When you say Slasher Boy, I'm just thinking like you're like a fanboy.
Yeah,
I like Slasher.
I'm Slasher Boy.
You are now, buddy. The internet's forever.
What shirt are you wearing?
Oh, this is my new Sex Pistols with Frank Carter shirt I just got.
Oh, nice.
Sex Pistols were out on, they did a few shows in England with Frank Carter doing vocals, and I'm pretty into them, man. I love the Sex Pistols, but John Lydon, he's not doing it, so they got Frank Carter to do it, and I can't wait. I hope they come to the U.S. I'm really looking forward to it. But I saw these shirts online. I said, "Oh fuck, I got to get one." So that's pretty badass.
That's pretty good, man. I like that.
It's pretty cool.
You can leave John Lydon out of everything.
So I had to get one. So I got it. I'm debuting it here.
Well, when I first walked into the studio and I sat down and I saw you in the picture, I had to take a double take and I was like, "What the fuck? You're a lot thinner, first of all." And I saw the light behind you and I was just like, "Is that Tommy's grandma? Like, what the fuck is going on?" Is that
Tommy's grandma?
There's a lady that's sitting with a pink moo on. Like, what the fuck is going on?
How you boys doing? Yeah, I'm Tommy's grandma.
That's
Let me
the
tell you
name for a
about
horror movie.
Tommy's
Let me tell you,
grandma.
Tommy's grandma.
She likes to take long walks in the woods with little boys.
Tommy's grandma in the woods.
Don't fuck Tommy's grandma in the woods.
Well, it's not that bad.
Uncle Grandma, you want to go for a walk?
Uncle Grandma.
Uncle Grandma.
No, Uncle Grandma.
We got to be in one of your movies.
Oh fuck yeah,
Dude! Anytime, man. Fucking, we get some. Me and my film partner Dan, we hadn't done anything in a while. We did all that like House of Horror stuff and all the clown mask stuff, but we're hooking that back up. We're gonna do another installment of the House of Horror series, and I'm working on a script for that. That's the one where we do the home invasion shit with camcorders. It's real low budget. We do it on purpose and
random people you've never met.
Budge, we do it on purpose.
Yeah, actually, people don't even know we're coming to their house, and we actually kill them.
It's real. It looks real.
They're fully
real.
scared because it's real, dude. That's the way to do it. Fuck all that actor shit. We use real actors.
So you gotta pay the cops a lot, but way before. I'm like, we're gonna go to this address. Here's $100.
We do. We let the cops in the movie, say, hey, you guys.
Oh yeah, we'll give you credits, guys. Speaking credits, you're famous now.
Just pretend like you just come in, like you guys know about it, but the people in the house don't. So just when you get there, pretend you're gonna arrest us and shit, and it's all crazy.
And then arrest everybody in the house.
Right. Yeah. Call the coroner. They get the bodies and
all the foreigners. Whoa,
coroner.
Okay.
No, that's not fake blood. You're gonna need bleach.
Don't get excited. Don't get excited, Gizz.
He's excitable. You know that song "Excitable Boy" by Warren Zevon? That's
absolutely. Him. Yeah,
that's him. He's excitable.
Oh man.
But hey, we get that together and we film it out in Indiana. So if y'all, I could get you guys in there. We get that set up sometime next year. That'll be a blast, man. You guys
be pretty cool if we just fucking kill each other.
No, we're just gonna pull up some chairs and some popcorn and watch the killings.
Yeah, you can just hang out.
This shit's happening.
We could kill you. We could kill you on screen. We'll kill you.
I'm gonna bring my own bar. Look, fuck death. Let's just drink.
Right.
Yeah, we'll do it ourselves.
I'm a horror fan, man. I can only go so far though. The body gore stuff, Human Centipede. It's a little much.
I've never watched it. Did you watch it? Human Centipede?
Human Centipede. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, it's yeah. You got to be into it.
The most recent one was Tusk. That one
I didn't see Tusk.
You need to fucking see it. It's Justin Long, and it's what the fucking holy shit, the fucking what? It just continues on that way.
You guys been watching any of the Terrifier movies? Terrifier?
No, I haven't gotten into that yet. And I kind of want to, but I gotta do it in the morning.
Ray wants to audition.
Dude, you gotta see Terrifier. Well, 1, 2, and part 3 just came out. It's so funny.
I heard that they're fucking brutal.
They're brutal, dude. It's fucking Art the Clown is the fucking coolest horror icon that's come out in fucking years, man. He's so you just gotta see it. I can sit there and explain it. You just gotta watch it, man. It's fucking gruesome. It's brutal. It's really it's just fucking and it's all old school, real old school effects. It's not CGI and shit. And it looks so fucking.
I'm good. I'm totally good with the squirting blood from the fucking torso moment,
dude. And
it's just too real. I'm
it looks real, dude. It's they're good, man. They're. But what's cool about him? He's funny. It's he doesn't speak at all, but he's the actor that plays him. He's an actual like actor who like is does mimes and mime shit. So like he's funny. His body language is old school. Like it's just you got to see it. It's like it makes
Gizz was a murderer.
right. But
I'll murder a Twisted Tea.
yeah, he'll murder that, man. But yeah, it's good stuff. You want to watch some? It's pretty gruesome, but it's good. It's some of the best shit I've seen in a while to come out.
I'm a fan, man.
For me, like horror movies, I'm good. Like in October, like watch a few
all the time, dude.
But I don't know.
I mean, it's spooky season, anyways.
Like Tommy knows me. I like watching stupid ass comedies.
He's afraid. He's afraid of white people killing him.
What? That's so weird. You're talking like this on the side of the mic. I can't even read your lips.
Yeah, I know. That's
so much. It's what we do. It's like,
that's a white thing, huh?
About to murder.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, right. He doesn't want you to see him talking to me.
Why is that guy in the grocery store got a microphone? I don't understand what's going on.
How many horror flicks did you watch in October?
Probably 25, 30.
5?
No, about 25 or 30.
Really?
Oh yeah.
One a day, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
Really?
Like honestly, like it's like, especially with October. Actually, I start like in August. I'm like, I feel like pumpkins are gonna happen. We're gonna fuck pumpkins. We can murder pumpkins. I hate pumpkins, so I start watching horror movies and fuck pumpkins.
Wow.
I don't fuck pumpkins.
Pumpkin,
dude. There was a comment in there.
Wow. I've met your ex-wife. Yes, you do.
There was oh no, don't go there. There was a comment in there. Don't be mean to fucking Rebecca.
Come here,
Pumpkin. That's not the one.
Oh, the other one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've never met her. Fuck her.
Oh yeah, she was kind of a pumpkin.
So, does your family like? Do you guys get together?
Fuck pumpkin.
How was that?
You know we do. We're pumpkin fuckers.
You play banjo and fuck pumpkin.
And fuck pumpkin.
But do you guys like do that whole thing where like the 31 days of Halloween and now I know a lot of my friends.
I've never heard of this.
They do that. It's like
Christmas. They watch a movie a day for 31 days. Yeah. No, because I watch horror like all through the year. It's like it's not like it's Halloween time, so I watch horror. I always watch. I watch all kinds of shit. It's not just horror. I like exploitation movies and shit, and old gritty 70s exploitation, 80s shit.
Dude, if it's got Steve McQueen, I'm in.
What?
Steve McQueen, Paul Newman.
Oh, dude. Oh my God. Dude.
The original Gone in 60 Seconds, fucking genius.
Yeah. That or any movie back in the 70s with Burt Reynolds. Sorry, I love it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Smokey and the Bandit.
There's a 70s movie. I can't remember the name of the movie.
Cannonball Run.
I can't remember the name of the movie. But it was two couples, I think, in an RV, and they did something stupid. They were getting like hunted down. I don't know if it was Burt Reynolds or not. I saw that this year. It's like they were in a rented RV and they did something to like I don't know, it was a biker gang or something like that. They were
wasn't
wasn't
that Peter Fonda? You're talking about the Devil's
that's the one.
Devil something. Yeah, that's from the 70s. I remember seeing that in the theater when I was a kid.
So good, dude.
It is.
You're turning Tommy on. He's all, oh yeah.
Get the pumpkin. Get the pumpkin.
Bring the
He's
pumpkin.
warming up the pumpkin right now.
Now I've challenged you, Slasherboy. Slasherboy has to write a single called "Get the Pumpkin."
Get the pumpkin, Mom. Mama, get the pumpkin.
Mom, hold the pumpkin.
Mama, hold the pumpkin. Hold it for Daddy.
Let's go back a step further. So when did you and punk rock have that massive collision where you fell in love with each other?
Actually, when I was in the when I first started getting into punk, it was back when we were listening to obviously in the 70s, Kiss, Aerosmith, Zeppelin, Rush, all that stuff, and then it was one of these things where you started hearing about punk, but you didn't like back then. You didn't really. Nobody had any records yet. You know what I mean? You didn't really know what was going on, but people were, like you'd find maybe something in an import store, or like some little record store, and then people just started getting together and making tapes and listening to stuff, and it was like you had the divide. It wasn't like now or like metal, rock, and metal and punk. Like a lot of guys like back then, it was like right the minute you your friends and everything found out you were into punk, you were like the fucking outcast. You were the fucking douchebag. Instantly, you were a pussy. Fuck you. Not everybody, but you had that like they couldn't believe. When we were cutting, my hair used to be like past my fucking tailbone, dude. I had like, cut all your hair off and bleach it blonde and shit. And like, it was like,
12 inches.
And fucking, and it was just like, but before like even was getting into bands, when we first started listening to punk, like a couple of friends, somebody might have an album and shit like that. I remember the first time, speaking of Sex Pistols, my buddy Tony, back when we were kids, like he had like 3 older sisters, and like it seemed like he always had the know of what was going on. You didn't have internet and you'd see stuff in magazines, and he's like, I got this record. It was like, and it was the Pistols record, and it was like, what the fuck? And like we listened to it, and it was like the fucking coolest thing. And I think it was like the sound of it. It was so different than what we were listening to, and the energy and just the fucking just the whole urgency. Thing. So the urgency, just that fucking like, and so it was cool because back then, like, you were trying to learn how to play Rush, you're trying to like learn how to play like, fucking Zeppelin and like shit. And like we'd get together, like, you'd have one guy that had maybe some drums and you'd go to his house and like jam in his living room. And I played bass back then, and you just kind of like, people would bring a guitar over and I'd bring a bass, and like we didn't know what we were doing. It was just, it was just like, like somebody would just play a beat, like just play something, and like, and you just kind of,
Weirdest drum set I've ever heard.
It's like, nobody knew what they were doing, but we thought we were being punk, but it was like, it was just like exciting. It was, that's how that came. It just became an obsession. And then you saw your first show somewhere in somebody's backyard, at a kegger, some band, was playing some, and it was all new and fresh and exciting, and it was cool. So we all just started, all of a sudden, like just punk bands started springing up, and, you just, and then like, Frank Vallette, who was the first singer of the first punk band I was in, that's how I met Greg later on, and, to form BadTown Boys.
So what was the first band?
First band was a band called the Membranes. Now, I know there's a British Membranes, but we didn't know that, or we probably wouldn't have called ourselves that. We went through like 80 names, like every band does. We don't know it, and we settled on the Membranes, and we were called the Membranes. And it was me, Frank, a guy named Rod on guitar, and Eric on drums, and that was my first punk band. And I've got old demos now. We recorded shit. We didn't really like do much other than, I know we did play a gig in Orange County with No Effects when like Fat Mike was like 14 or something. I remember I have a flyer, a Membranes flyer that says No Effects on it. They were just like, they were like a 3-piece, and they were just starting, and they were like really, I remember back then it was like, oh, these guys are pretty cool, but they looked like he looked like he was, he probably was 12, I mean, they look. I remember we played this bar.
Like it.
It had like a couple of pool tables and that, and like it was like be like a Wednesday night, and there'd be 1 million people there. It was a great place to play, and we played there times. We used to play Cathay de Grand. In fact, that's where me and Greg actually first started seeing. He was in a band called The Withdrawn, and I was in the Membranes, and we used to play the dollar Tuesday night was like our thing. We played like Tuesday night all the time at for $1. It was the dollar to get in, and people come up, hey, can you get me on the list? I'm like, for a fucking buck?
It's like $1, dude.
There's like 8 bands playing. You can fucking shell out $1, man. Come on.
Go scrounge. Go scrounge.
$1 was like, $10.
Oh man.
Give me in on the list for $1.
Yeah,
but it was cool, man. That was where we started, and that's how when I met Greg, we started, and then that was when we both kind of realized how much we loved the Ramones, and that's where we kind of started shifting into more of the Ramones kind of sound. Greg
doesn't like Ramones.
Shut the fuck up.
He hates them. I know he does. But
weird as shit. I mean, like they're not. It's not Ingve Malmsteen.
No facts.
Well, no, but dude, it's still the fucking Ramones.
And that's how, Greg had this song called Inner Arms, and he had this idea. He's like, check this out. And he showed me the song. He could kind of play, chords on this guitar, and he was kind of showing me that. And we knew right then, we're like, that's it, man. I was like, that's what we want to do. Cause we were like doing kind of thrash punk, kind of different stuff. And this was more melodic. And he would sing like his style that was more of a melodic kind of a, had more melody in that to it. And we were kind of going for that bubblegum punk rock chainsaw pop or whatever they call it, chainsaw punk, whatever the fuck. And so we basically wanted to be the Ramones, so that was like a lot of other bands, and that's where that came out. And then we just started writing songs. We just were getting together, and and then Chris, his brother, who ended up being our bass player, I was originally going to play bass, and we couldn't find a guitar player. Believe it or not, in LA, like where we were, they were black guys. We couldn't find, like, it wasn't like we didn't audition like a million people. It was like we just were looking for other friends of ours, and they weren't really interested. And so I met up with Chris, and he had long like hair, like we used to call him Michael Knight. He had like the Knight Rider, and I told. He was like, he wanted to play, and like Greg's like, hey, I think Chris is interested. And I said, look, I'll teach him to play bass. It'd probably be easier to teach him to play bass than it is. Then I'll switch the guitar. And I talked to Chris, and I said, you come over to my house every night after work, and I'll teach you a song a night. I'll start teaching you Ramones songs and some of the BadTown stuff we're working on. And he did. He came over every night for forever, and he was just playing my bass. He didn't even have a bass yet. He was, and I told him, I told Greg, I said, he's got the spirit. He's got it in him. I like, he's trying hard. He's fucking every day. He's getting a little better. I go, this guy wants it. He wants it. And I said, so we told him, we said, you can join the band. We got to cut your fucking hair, dude.
So did you start calling him Michael Day?
No. Look, Michael, we said, look, we want to call you Michael Day. We want to switch your name now. No, but, so we cut his hair. And then we,
Wasn't that the eraser head?
No. He didn't have that. He had the long Michael Knight hair, like the Knight Rider.
When he joined BadTown Boys, is that when he got the eraser head?
That's when originally he cut it short, kind of like this. And then he started growing it out. We kind of were getting in more to like the rockabilly look a little bit. But he went to the extreme. They called it the Frankenstein. He would take like a whole can of Aquanet, and he would just put his hair. Dude, his hair would be way up here like this super duper like rockabilly fucking thing out there. It was so
extraordinary.
And he dyed it black, and it was so fucking cool, dude. And you could take this thing and fold it down, let it go, and it go whoop, right back up, man. It was fucking great, dude. It was the coolest hair. Oh, it was awesome, man. So we got that, and then I met Tim, our original drummer. He was actually a friend of mine. He moved out to LA from Ohio, and Ohio, Indiana area, and that's why I met him. He was a friend of my little brother's, and my little brother Dave, and Dave was Tim was dating this girl named Kathy, who ended up marrying my brother later on. But he was going out with her, and it was like they were friends. And then it was like he came over to a party. We were coming over to a party to my house. We were having like a party get together when I lived over in Canoga Park, and we met this guy, and it was this real nice guy. It was Tim. He's like, yeah, dude, I play drums. Yeah, and it was like, and like and he goes, I sold my kit to come out here or something like that. And I right away I liked him. Like he seemed really cool, but he was like a rock drummer, but he never really played punk before. But I liked him so much. I remember calling Greg during the party. Greg wasn't there, and I called him up and I said, I think I got our new drummer. He's like, really? You can play? And I go, I don't know, but I like him. I said, so what we did the next day? We went down. There was a drum. The next day we raped each other, but it wasn't really. we fucked up when we raped a pumpkin. No, but
Now I
in
get
the
it.
in the woods. No, but we went to a drum store that was close to my house. It was just a drum shop, and they had a drum set in the middle of the floor. I said, "Go play a beat." So he just did like a boom, da, ba, ba, da, and he could, he just play a beat, and I go, "You're in." I
That's
go, "Dude,"
it.
and that was it. That's all we needed. And so it wasn't. I just needed to know that he could actually play a beat, and he couldn't, and we still hired him. I couldn't believe it. No,
Perfect.
he was
That was
perfect.
Gizz, Lazlo.
Yeah, and it was Gizz. Gizz couldn't play a beat either, but Gizz was faster. He could play faster. But
You played bad faster.
he could play shittier faster. No, but
Still do.
so what I did was I gave I had my tax return check. I just gave it to Tim, and we bought a kit right then. We put it out in my car. We loaded it up and we took it home. I just said, "Fuck it, I can't wait anymore. We need to get in the band to get this going." So I just gave him the money. I said, "Don't even worry about it." Bought the kit for him, threw it in the car, and we just started rehearsing, and that's how it happened.
So where'd the name BadTown Boys come from?
Me and Greg Greg came up with it, but it branched off from something else. We were like the whole rockabilly kind of leather jacket, short hair, like the Ramones thing, but it was short hair, leather jacket. So we were into the whole. We had a lot of rockabilly friends. We kind of liked that, and we said, "Why don't we have like a name from a gang, like out of like from the 50s or something, like like the Outsiders, but not that." And I said,
and Lords of Flatbush was taken.
Exactly. We wanted the Lords of Canoga Park, and but that didn't really go. And
Lords of Fullbush.
Lords of Flower, and then the Pumpkin Lords. But we
Raping pumpkins.
Raping pumpkins.
One.
That's a fucking great one. Let me write that down.
Write it down.
I'm gonna steal that.
You can have that.
But
That's all yours.
what I said, I go something like Bad Boys, like the Bad Boys, even though that was kind of lame. He called me up the night. And he goes later on that night. He goes, "What about like BadTown Boys, like BadTown Boys?" And I go, "Oh, that's cool." And so that's how he came up with it. They was just called me up with that, and so we ran with that.
I hope Greg, is he watching?
Probably. I don't know.
I hope so. He could comment at any time. Greg, hi.
He's like, "Fuck you guys, I ain't doing that."
I don't like you fucking people. Your uncle, grandma, pumpkin
raping. That story all wrong.
He's really. No, he came up with that, and that's how, and that was it. And then,
obviously, I was a fan from not the very beginning, but a few years after you guys have already had a little bit of success. But I remember when I first joined the band and I got your first 7-inch. That was a rockabilly. You guys were definitely
Rocket Schmilly.
You guys are definitely a rockabilly band.
Brian Setzer left a little jizz behind.
But it's weird because
don't fuck Brian Setzer in the woods.
When I first heard of the band, the first record I was introduced to was Date with Death. So when I heard that record, I was like, "Fuck, man, this band's amazing!" It immediately became my favorite band. And then I got the first record, and then I was just like, "Whoa, shit!" Like it was a lot different from Date with Death. There were different drummers, and then Penniless in Paradise came out, which I was on the cover of. I was the model.
They were, yeah, you were.
So that was an accident.
Laying in a pumpkin patch.
Well, dude, laid in a pumpkin patch. That's a great one. Laid in a pumpkin patch.
Don't fuck in the pumpkin patch. Yeah, but yeah, you were. That was pretty cool, man. Yeah, the whole thing was
the way that you guys explained it was like, "Oh, let's put him on the cover because we're kind of introducing our new member." But I think what solidified the lineup was Ike when we all went to Raji's to go see the Ferrets, and Ike, you didn't do that tour.
No, I did not. Not the one in 93.
The 93 tour. You didn't do that tour with us. It was Harlan, Ike, me, and Greg and Chris. And
you guys did Europe together, right?
Yeah. All our tours were in Europe. Yeah. We did a lot of runs here in the States, but
the touring was European.
Yeah.
So, Tom, how many times did you have to bail somebody out of trouble in Europe?
couple.
Oh man, well, I'll tell you what. I tell you what, man, we had a lot of fun, but there were times, a lot of times, like fucking, it was really bad. Where like the next morning you get the dude. You know, I'm like, what? They go, dude, you're not gonna, dude. And you're like, what? No, what did I do? Like, fucking, oh my god, dude, fucking shit.
Really?
Yeah. Chris told me about sometime we were in Hamburg, I think, on the Date with Death tour. Where like I don't even remember. We were so fucking drunk, and I was like, we were just like we were walking around, and you know, you're trying to be funny, and you're just doing stupid shit, and and then you hear about every stupid thing you did, and I was like, I don't know, you know, like Gizz. I mean, you know, Gizz. We all have those stories, you know, but I mean it's funny, but I'm surprised that we didn't like get really like either get in a fight. You know, people are pretty cool, but we weren't dicks or anything like that. No. We weren't guys like that. We were having fun.
Just idiots.
But we were obnoxious, and you know, you get really drunk and you're having fun with your buddies. And I'm just glad that, you know, we didn't get like arrested and like, because
there were no arrests.
Nobody.
Was there ever like a naked dude making my dick do the helicopter moment in the fucking public square?
No. We weren't really that.
Tom's answering this, not you.
Well, we weren't like BadTown Boys weren't really like a perverted type of band where look at my dick, you know. We were just about the drinking and having fun and meeting people, you know.
Yeah, it was fun to hang out with, because you know, every show pretty much is like the same kind of thing. Like, you know, any band will tell you that, but afterwards you had the big after party. But it was cool because all the people that went, a lot of the people that were at the show hung out. So you'd have these big after parties in the club. And then a lot of times they'd ask us, you know, we'd get back on stage and play the set again. You know, we'd get up there and play again. And, awesome. We had times where like we'd end the set and we'd walk off and it'd be like, you know, and like, you know, like we did the encore thing. We play like 25 songs and then we had a 5-song encore. We did like 30 songs. And we would literally walk off and people would go, come on, play some more. And we're like, oh, you know, by then we'd been, you know, having a few, you know, while we were playing. And so we're like, fuck it. And we'd go back out and we'd play the set like all over again. And then sometimes we'd throw the set list out and we'd take requests. We played at 4 a.m, you know, like fucking just like, we'd probably 50, 60 songs of just people like yelling out. We'd play, you know, I don't know how many times we played the set, you know, 2 or 3 times, but we just do the whole set over. And people were just hanging out, you know. And
I have a buddy that went to Germany for his first time last year, Eric, and he's like, "Yeah, nothing there starts till like 2 a.m.
Yeah,
the world doesn't really like the nightlife thing doesn't start like here at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, 9 o'clock it starts, and by 2 it's done.
It's 2 it's over. He's like in Germany, like it doesn't fucking.
Dude, I don't know how many times you're in this club all night, and you think, you know, like you don't know how late you open the door and the sun's up. You're like, oh god, you know, like. You know, like, you know, you literally have been up all night until.
And then you get mad because we spent all that money on our fucking hotel that we never used.
Right. Right. Exactly. We have to get in the van and leave, you know, and
get in the van.
We're leaving.
The one thing that I love about BadTown Boys and being a part of this band for so long is that we were such a family. Like the first 2 tours that they did without me, before I was even in the band, before they even knew me.
The good tours?
Yeah.
The good ones. The ones that we remember fondly of. The fond memories.
After so many years and hearing those stories from everybody, not just the band, but from the people that were there in Germany or in Europe, you know, for me, it was like those first 2 tours, I know those stories so well that
you feel like you were there.
I feel I was there. You know, like when you mentioned Hamburg, when that old guy stepped into dog shit.
Oh my god, dude! I
wasn't there. I can see
story. Nope. Story. Go. Dog.
Okay. Shit. When we were on the second tour, the Date with Death tour, it was the hottest summer they'd had in years there in Germany. Now, being from California, it was hot, but we were used to that kind of weather. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it didn't bother us. It was hot. But they were like dying. They were like, fuck, you know, everybody's walking around just like. So anyway, we're in Hamburg again at the Marquee. We were playing there, and Great place. And there was one thing about that place they said there was a lot of dogs walking around. Like it was just like, I don't know, just neighborhood dogs. They wouldn't, they were just walking around, and there was like a lot of shit. There was a lot of shit on the fucking on a lot of sidewalks and shit. And like, they were just walking around. They weren't biting anybody. They were just walking around, hanging out with everybody else. And but this guy was coming down the street. I think I don't remember. We got there. We unloaded the equipment. I think we were just hanging out, having some beers, and it was like middle of the afternoon. And we're just kind of waiting, and shit. And I remember this guy coming in, this real old German man. He's in shorts and he's wearing sandals, and he's drunk, and he's just walking down the street, and he's like, he's in German, he's like, and he's walking toward me, and he's fucking just like, he's not talking to me, but he's just like, he's drunk and he's mad, and he's just yelling out in German, right? And so I'm standing there, just kind of looking at him. Propaganda. Right. And he's coming toward me, and he steps in this huge pile of fucking dog shit. And he's madder than fuck. So he's got his one foot out. He's kicking it as fast as he can. And he's just kicking his foot. And I freeze. I'm like, I just like, because I couldn't even, it was like just shit's flying by me, like big shit, dogs. I'm like, no. And like, I'm like 20 feet from the guy. And it's like this poo, like just flying past me. And I guess some of it may have hit me. I don't remember. And he's just like, I'm like, no. And it was so nasty. Is that he's just trying to get it off his sandal, and it was
at you.
And, yeah, and it's like, and it was just like shrapnel, just like dog shit shrapnel, just coming by me. I'm like standing there, like, oh god, no.
I thought he was gonna like slip and fall in it, kind of thing. I thought that was
no, it wasn't that. That wasn't the story. Like, but it is.
I have this theory, like, so we have differing opinions on guns and whatnot. However, I do believe this to be 100% true. The most efficient weapon in the history of humanity is poop on a stick. I mean, even a guy with a gun, be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah, what are you doing? Right.
I keep pooping a stick around my house all the time, just in case.
You never know. You just like,
yeah. I mean, home defense.
Get out.
Home defense. Poop on a stick. Like what? Whoa! What the fuck? Like,
guy drops his gun and runs.
Yeah, that's even worse than the Spanish Inquisition. Like nobody expects poop on a stick.
Nobody expects poop on a stick. Nobody.
So, well, nobody's been to Christmas at Sean's house.
Did you hear Sean?
No, I didn't. No.
He's like, oh, you've never been to my house on Christmas.
Time for poop on a stick.
You should have a microphone at this point.
It's a holly jolly Christmas.
No, he should. No, he actually should not have. He should take all of his meds and then not have a fucking microphone. So from BadTown Boys, did you go straight to Slasherboy, or is there some stuff in between we should know?
Oh, there's a lot of years before Slasherboy came out. What happened was
what happened was usually a drunken I'm sorry story.
Yeah, right. I don't know how I got there, but what happened was, and I turned out years later, I'd moved to the Midwest and where I am now, and what happened. Basically, Tim moved back to the Midwest. I came out to visit him and we decided to move out. My kids now are in their 30s, but at the time they were, just, I don't know, 10, 11. And
so this is the first punk rock movement in like 1936 or 37.
Well, we moved out here, and what happened was we gotten back together and we did some recordings and that BadTown stuff. What happened is Tim. I was thinking, I was like, it'd be kind of cool just to get back together with Tim and jam and just kind of do something. So my original thing was just I've been writing some songs, and I was going to just get together with Tim, him play drums. I was going to rent some studio time, and then I was just going to play the guitar, the bass, and maybe even sing the vocals on it, just for something for me and him to do, just so not, we're putting out an album, dude, just like, we're just having some fun. We got to just jamming with stuff, and then we got from the movies I was working on this musical, this punk rock musical thing. Long story short, I knew Roman, our singer, Roman Joseph, was actually a director who you're going to be hearing about his new movie coming out called Placid Park. And anyway, he's a singer. He plays guitar and that. He loves pop punk and all that stuff. And I kind of met him through the movies. And what I did was I was doing some studio work on this movie. I wrote some songs for this movie, and I needed him to come in and sing the male vocals on it because I needed a male singer because the actors were going to fake it to the song, in the movie, and it needed a male voice. So he helped me out. He was on a movie like 4 or 5 in the morning, and then came up all the way to Cleveland where I was recording. And he went in there and he sang the songs. Didn't even know the songs. I gave him the songs. I kind of hummed the melody, and he knocked them out like second take. So we kind of like looked at each other and we said, "Hey, you know what?" I said, "I had a really good time working with you on these songs and this thing. And why don't we just talked about starting a band, hey, you ever thought, why don't we just get together and do something?" So I got Tim over in one end with drums, fucking Roman on that. And we were but hadn't really came together yet. I was on a movie where I was acting in this movie, and our sound guy is where I met Charlie, our bass player. He was the sound guy. And I walked in, and it turns out he's a big Rush fan. He had a Rush button on. We said, "Hey," so we got to know each other over that. Found out he was a huge punk fan, and that he could play drums. I didn't know he played bass. And we're like, well, but he had a little home studio at his place. We were talked about like maybe using his little home studio. And then I saw a picture of him online where he's playing a bass, and he's like got a leather jacket on and shit. I'm like, "Do you play bass?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I play bass." And I'm like, "Dude," I'm like, "Well, I'm starting this band, and I'm like, fucking, what do you think about, So I sent him some little demos I did on my thing. So between that, it just kind of fell into place, So I had a lead singer, I had a bass player, and I had Tim, and it kind of I already had the name Slasherboy in my head. I don't know what from, but just had it there. And so we got together and started rehearsing some songs that I'd written, and that's how it came about. It kind of fell in our lap, and we've been together for a couple of years now, and we've got 2 CDs out. We recorded we got enough for our third. We're going to do our third album here, probably first part of the next year. And that's how it came out. Just kind of by accident, really, just by,
So would Slasherboy only do 13 albums?
Yeah. Yes. We're stopping at 13. So we got to get
it's horror time.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
It's November.
Yes, it's November. Dude, it's horror until Christmas.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's when the real horror fucking starts.
When you get the credit card bill,
oh God, no, there's none of that because I don't like people. You know what you get for Christmas?
You're the lucky
find
one.
Something.
You're the lucky one.
I got a 4,000 square foot shop. Go pick one out. Like you can have something, whatever. So, dude, the punk rock thing is amazing, but I'm also really interested in your horror stuff. How did that start?
When I moved out here, I've always been a horror fan ever since I was a little kid, and when I was a little,
we all love horrors.
We love horrors, and I don't know all their names, but they were all really cool. And what happened? I was writing like short screenplays. I was reading screenplays online, like trying to learning how to do it. And so I started writing like shorts, like 15-minute, like little short movies. And that I met up with a guy named Kevin. This was years ago, and he had a camcorder, and it was like we were horror fans. So I started writing some stuff for us to film, like little shorts. And so what happened was we were together for a couple of years, and then he had moved on doing other stuff. And I wrote my first screenplay for this movie called Night of the Dolls. And it was about these girls a girl band called the Lolita Dolls that go out on the road and they've got their friend.
I've seen it.
And, I wrote that with those songs in there. wrote for the movie for them. They're a fake band. There's no, they were called the Lolita Dolls in the movie, but they would go out in the road and they go to this sanitarium and they get, the typical like slasher thing. There's a whole backstory to this thing, and they go there to film a video for their songs, one of their songs.
They get murder fucked.
And it's all, so it's that kind of thing. So I got into that. But how Night of the Dolls got made is there was a guy online named Daniel Murphy who put out a movie called And Then You Die. And he lived in Winnemac, Indiana, which is northern Indiana. He's actually British. He's from England, and he's lived out here for a long time. He's got a really great family and everything. And he seemed really cool. And I just was seeing his stuff online, and I'm like, well, at least he's kind of local. I go, maybe, because I was looking for a director. I was looking for somebody that could like help me make this movie because I didn't really know what I was doing. And so I sent him the script and some pictures, some like ideas for the movie. Like I took, just images and different pictures of people and stuff. And I said, he wrote me back right away and he goes, "Fuck's sake." He's like, "Fucking, this is really good. I like this," so we kind of hit it off there. And so it took us a little bit to get that off the ground. And that was really it. He directed Night of the Dolls, and that was my first, script, and so that was how we got that going. And then just being friends and working on movies, wanting to do crazy shit, we came up with the idea of doing the House of Horrors thing, where we had the clown mask. I'm Slasho, he's Shago, and we wore the suits, the clown mask, the whole deal. And we started writing these funny kind of movies that they got a lot of gruesome shshit on, but they're funny. Like they're kind of almost like the Three Stooges, but a slasher, kind of thing. Like
the greatest thing I've ever heard in my entire fucking life.
It's funny. We put sound effects in it, fart noises and funny shit, and it's funny. We started doing that. We made some other like straightforward horror movies like Blood Moon River and stuff like that, but. So we became really good friends, and we just, and he's a real talented guy. He edits them and stuff like that, and it just started like that. And then in the film scene out here, like Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio, there's a really big independent movie scene. There's a lot of you got Sean Burkett, who is the guy who wrote and filmed the Don't Fuck in the Woods series, and where I was in part 2. I was in part 2, and he's a great director. He's local. You got Tori Jones, you got Roman Josart, our singer. He's filmed a bunch of stuff. There's tons of directors, and so there's a big scene at it. So in between, like, we'll help each other out making movies, or you'll write something for something, or maybe you write some songs for somebody's movie, or just act in it, or be a bit part, and everybody kind of
you guys have your own scene, pretty much.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and everybody just kind of knows each other and helps each other out. And you use a lot of out here. You got a lot of people that will let you use Hannon's Camp America is this campsite out there. It's owned by the Hannon family. I don't know how many things we filmed there, but so is Sean films all the Don't Fuck in the Woods out there and all the other movies he makes. And it's a big campground that's got old time cabins and stuff, and it's perfect for like those kind of movies.
It's really interesting because I've got a couple of friends. A very very dear friend of mine passed last year, Greg RC. He was actually the original script writer for Saw. That was his actual script, and it was stolen from him. And then Seth Sherwood, who wrote the last version. Seth. He wrote the last.
Do I know him? No.
Well, you know who he is, Seth Sherwood?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a friend of mine as well. Like, it's like the horror thing kind of runs around, but making a movie out here is a nightmare. Like, it's just a stupid runaround joke.
It's out here. It's well, obviously you got its own headaches, but you don't. People just like you get the, a lot of locations you can just use. A lot of people got really really good equipment, and you just team up with. They got their own production companies. They got like people you've been working with over and over, and it's like a big family, and people just, help each other out and get stuff made. And, you raise money. Some people just pay for it. You got to get out of your pocket. Some people do Indiegogo campaigns or whatever. And you just get it together and and a lot of these guys I've known when I first moved out of, these guys were making like their first movie and they didn't really know, they're just learning. And these guys now, they've gotten so good, and I've watched these guys get so much better over the years, and it's amazing. It's how good these movies look that they're putting out.
There's two things I like to plug based on that. A is Shudder. You know Shudder, I'm sure.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Shudder is an amazing network. You got to look it up online. It's free on YouTube. And then Dust does all the sci-fi stuff. So Shudder's horror and Dust is sci-fi. They're free at YouTube. You go watch the video, promote these fucking guys, because there's a lot of you guys out there that are hyper genius writers and great script writers, visionaries, and it's just kind of not being seen. So I'm really proud of Shudder and Dust, and I think it's the same company that's promoting both those things. So if you've got anything on those, feel free to plug those as well.
Yeah, absolutely. There's going to be actually Roman. This has been his pet project he's had this idea for about 5 years, and a few years back, he hit me up. He said, "Hey, I got this idea and I've got some pages written, but I need you to help me with the script." And it was the original idea for Placid Park. And so we worked on several drafts of it, and then he's got another writer he working with. So between the three of us, the script got done. He ended up filming the movie and during this year. And I've seen a rough cut of this movie, and I'm telling you, I'm not just saying that because he's my bro. It's a group of friends that go out in a camp area, but it's more than that. The whole time they're there, they go there to party, hang out, and they take a bunch of hallucinogen drugs, they're hallucinating.
You mean just right now?
Right, they're out there right now, and of course the creature that they meet, it's so they don't know. They go in and out. They don't know what's reality and what they're dealing with for real. They don't know if it's just the shit but it's a fucking killer movie, and you can look it up on. They got his Roman's the Facebook page. You can get up and start looking at it. Placid Park from 605 Studios. That's Roman's his production company, and
right.
And I'm telling you, dude, it's fucking gorgeous. The colors, it's beautiful. All the practical effects. Legit stuff like that. It looks so good. I'm so proud of him. He works so hard on this thing, man. He's still finishing it up. He's in post-production right now, but a month or so ago, I think maybe 2 months ago, I saw a rough cut, and I went over to his house, and I was just blown away. I go, dude, I can't believe how good this looks. You guys,
is the full thing out yet?
No, it's not out yet. It will be. It's going to premiere. Okay. I think he's doing the premiere in May of next year, March. Right. It's going to be. It's pretty much done. There's lots of little stuff you got to do at the end, all the sound and all the different stuff. But the cut I saw was just amazing, and it's not even done. It wasn't even done yet at that point. So
when he premieres next year, can we get him on for the premiere? Sure.
Oh, he would love that. He would love.
I would love that. This is a genre that I love to death. So I would love to get a premiere like Placid Park. Boom, director, let's go, and have a conversation.
Yeah, and he's great. He's a great guy, man. He's really funny, and you'll love him, man. He's a great dude. He's really talented as fuck. He's a great singer. He's one of those guys, dude. He's great, man. He'll just pick up an acoustic guitar and just start singing.
He's just like me.
He's just like you. And I'm telling you, man, he's just a fucking. I'm so proud of him. This movie, and then I'm excited to work on our new record and get everybody back in the studio again. And I'll tell you, man, it's he would love to be on this show, and he'd be honored, and he'd be a great guest, and he's a lot of cool stuff to talk about. He's a really interesting guy, really smart, and he's funny, and he's a good dude, man. And you guys will love him. Yeah, it'll be a great show. That'll be cool.
Anything we can premiere, especially when it comes to basically horror, sci-fi, or punk rock. I'll even take a little bit of metal if we have to.
No ska.
Definitely ska. A lot of ska. So much ska.
No ska.
All the ska.
No ska.
It's going to be ska lights
all the time.
No.
Only for Gizz.
No.
He doesn't even know what's happening for him for Christmas.
Oh God.
He's gonna get one of
You
those
have
Christmas
no
cards.
idea. Ska and pumpkins.
Scaraping pumpkins.
Ska pumpkin. Oh,
Skanking pumpkins.
Skanking pumpkins.
oh.
Fucking dude.
What do you got coming up?
Coming up,
Yeah.
as far as
Music?
music wise, I'm that it's going to be. We're going to record the new Slasherboy record. I got. Hopefully, we'll be doing some BadTown music here coming up. We got a lot of songs. I know we've been put on hold a little bit. We got to mention our brother Chris Keith.
Yes. He had knee surgery today.
Yes, he did. So,
Just the one, right?
well, just the one. I think he's going to have the other one done. And he's only got one knee, Gizz. Jesus, he doesn't want to talk about
The
it.
middle knee.
The middle knee. I'm just like, what is he like? One of those altar boys? Like,
The middle knuckle. But no, he's gonna have the other one done in December, but he had that done today. So we wish him well. I think he's gonna do just fine. He's gonna
He'll be back on his knee in no
be
time.
back and do both knees in no time.
God damn it.
And
Chris, I didn't start this, but
down on your knees, Chris.
The BadTown Boy stuff will probably be, I think, by the beginning of the year is when we'll start working towards all the rehearsals to start getting in motion. Because
you guys planning a tour?
No, Tommy and I are always down.
I always say that I would love to do that. I
30
really do.
years.
We get so many fans from over there. Still to this day, I get. So do you, Gizz. We get people all the time say, "When you going back on tour? Can't wait to see you." You know, these are people from Germany and Holland and all over. All these really cool fans that are just, they stay in touch with us. You know, and they saw us 30 years ago at some club somewhere in a little town, and they still like love the band, and they still, you know, they write us. You know, they'll say, you know, hey, what are you guys doing? When's the new album? You still working on that album? What's going on? You know, hey, you going on tour?
Well, what I find that's, I don't know, very endearing is that the kids that, you know, that showed up with their parents, you know, they were 14,
right?
They're in their 30s now, you know, and just like, what the hell?
60s or 30s, whatever.
Dude,
60s, 30s.
But they're still fans, you know.
Yeah,
I'm lucky because I get to go over there every few years and run into these people, and that you know how Tommy always explained, man, they still have that flag, you know, carrying that flag for us.
What was the biggest show you guys ever played?
It had to have been the International Skateboard Championship.
The MTV Europe Skateboard Championship in München.
Yeah.
Munich.
Was that?
Munich. It was in Munster, actually.
Was it Munster? I had it wrong.
God damn it, Tom!
You fucking
that was in 1995.
Yes.
Well over 20, 30,000.
600 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a big show. That was
30 years ago next year.
Yeah, 30 years ago.
Holy shit.
So do I hear a 30th anniversary BadTown Boys?
We wanted to do this year, we wanted to do the epidemic. 30 years.
You guys started the epidemic, you know that. The pandemic is your fault.
You know, but that was the thing. For every year that the bands has not been together, right around the holidays, Tommy and I always, you know, get on the horn on Facebook or on the phone,
right?
And we'll talk for a couple of hours, you know, and like, dude, let's make this happen. Let's make this happen. If it wasn't, you know, a couple of years ago when we did that Ramones thing that just got us back in the studio, got us all in the same room.
You did a Ramones thing?
We did a Ramones tribute.
We did 6 songs. They're recorded and they sound amazing. We just haven't put it out yet, but that's what got us back into. That was Gizz's idea. Gizz says, "Hey, why don't we do like a Ramones tribute?"
It's not completely mixed yet.
If you can mix
we have a rough mix, not the full mix.
We got a rough mix.
There's so I work with like Licorice Pizza Records is actually very close by, like within several hundred feet. There's a press. Like
Same building.
You can put a fucking 7-inch together real fast.
Yeah.
Dude, I know it's like, what are we waiting for? Why don't we mix this thing? What the fuck?
Yeah, fuckers.
Well, our whole thing is that
know how.
when we finished,
we don't know how.
it was like, okay, well, since the
We
Gizz,
don't know
Ike,
what to do.
and Greg are in LA, they should
Right.
mix it. I don't feel comfortable doing it. I want all 5 of us in that room mixing it because
I agree with you. I agree. It'd be a lot more fun too. I agree. So
I just don't want to 3 people to mix this thing, and you and Chris going, oh man, I would have done this. I would have done that.
Oh, I don't think we, dude. Between the 3 of you guys, I'm not gonna listen and go, oh, that I would have done this. So no, you guys are gonna, you know it. But I know what you mean about all 5 of us being in the same room. I mean that's the
fun part. That's the fun part. You know?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, when we got together to record that, I mean, I couldn't believe how fun it was. I knew it was going to be cool. I knew it was going to be, but when I walked in there, and it was just like it was like we never stopped playing. It was that I'm not, I'm not exaggerating. It was amazing. I was like, we're looking at each other. It was like, it was so fucking cool. We just a big smile. I was like, oh fuck, because we jammed the night before at the studio, and I think we were working on getting the sounds down and everything, and so we just started jamming, kind of rehearsing, kind of warming up because we hadn't played together, the 5 of us. And I remember my brother walked in. I remember I don't know if it was that night or the next day, but I remember when he first saw us jamming out in that room, and he walked up to me and he's looking at me like, the fuck? It's like you guys never, it's like a time machine. Like you guys never, like I walked in like 30 years ago, to walk into a room and you're here still jamming. It's like it didn't even sound like you guys had any time had passed. It was like,
I gotta say, like Gizz, and when Greg and Ike were here, I walked in, he had a big smile on his face. He's like, oh my God, it's like nothing has gone, like no time has gone by. He was just like, everything just,
it always feels like that.
Clockwork.
Yeah. It's almost like we get together, like it's almost, and like I said, it's almost like you walk in and it's almost like you just finish off where you just last started. And there's no time passed. We're all getting older, but it's just,
we look older, but we still play as well as we
look
did
older
back in the 90s.
You guys look just like you fucking did.
I wish
you were always this ugly, Gizz. Well, we're getting down to the end of the time here.
Yeah, we are.
We go over 4 or 5 more hours, and I want to do this again. And Tom, I would actually like to talk to you offline about horror stuff like this. This is fascinating because I'm pretty sure you have a million things to tell me.
Anytime. And you know what I mean? That if we do actually, we should get this, like maybe this next House of Horrors off the ground or something like that. If you'd have to come out here, but if you guys want to come out, we'll put you in it. Either you could be some characters in it. We'll get you some work in it because if you really want to do it,
I want a main role and I want to be an extra.
I would like to get killed twice. Once by a fucking pumpkin I raped.
Let me tell you something. We use our friends, and we always have a good time. We use people we know, and we just write. Everybody gets, I'll write a character in for a friend or something. You know what I mean? It's really. It's really laid back, but and everybody has a good time, and we get bloody, and and all kinds of crazy shit, and we have a good time, laugh, and it's so. I mean that when I said that. If you guys want to do something, I'll write you in some characters, and we'll do it. You could even be we could even work this show, and you could be on this show in the movie or something.
Oh my God!
You know what I mean? Like we can. I'm telling you, we can have, and then you're like maybe you're talking about something that happened, and then maybe while you're on doing the show, you could get killed or something, or like I don't know.
KMDR, K murder.
Right, exactly.
So we kind of consider ourselves like Waldorf and Statler. We're kind of like throwing bunnies at the crowd, fucking being asshole Muppets. Like it's an easy part. It's an easy part to write.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, we'll write lines for you and everything, and or whatever. You can just wing it, whatever you want to do. But we could set it up and have you guys in the movie doing this show.
We're going
to Indiana,
dude. I'm telling you, we'll work something out. I'm serious, man. It'll be a blast. You guys will never forget it. It'll be it'll be. You'll get addicted. You'll be like, oh fuck, I want to be in these movies, man. There's so much fun.
You're addicted.
Addicted. You got a dick. You got a dick.
We're gonna back out, Tom. Don't get off air. I want to talk to you. We both want to talk to you after this a little bit, but why don't you make sure everybody likes and subscribes? Do podcast with an X. I don't know why you did that. Like and share it. Actually, shove it down people's throats like you don't like them.
Yep. And then we want to thank our sponsors: Transplants Brewing Company up in Palmdale,
Headline
Records in Hollywood, Riot Manufacturing in Las Vegas, and Meow Meows thrift shop in Pasadena, and our Sean
Cohill, our producer,
and
Tom Komisar. Everybody look up fucking Slasherboy. Buy everything you can. Spend your fucking money on real bands with real places. Don't blow it on fucking bullshit, fucking Spotify crap.
Yeah. And next week we got a legend, like an absolute.
Is it next
legend.
week?
Next week.
Next week. Next
this is
Monday.
about to happen. Next Monday we got the amazing, the legendary Keith
fucking Morris
from the Circle Jerks coming in.
Circle Jerks, Black Flag, about off flag.
Yeah,
there's just tons of fucking bands. He's going to be here, and we're going to torture the shit out of him like we do with this guy.
So, you know what you should do next Monday? Come back,
tune in
7 o'clock, right here on YouTube and Facebook and fucking
Spotify shortly.
Eat a bag of dicks, cunt.
Suck a ball, butthole.
All right. See you guys.
Take care, bitches.